on this final hours of the Eurocloud Congress. I'm glad some of us still have taken the chance to be here and live through the whole event, which is actually very great. I would like to present Jörg Mecke from the area CTO from Comparex Germany to deliver a presentation on transitioning the public sector data centers to cloud technologies. Right afterwards, we will start the panel session with also Jörg Mecke and the other people which you see the plates down here. Jörg, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Because we have a 10 minutes delay now on the agenda, I have to hurry up and I have to show you my slides in only 10 minutes so that we can start the panel discussion at 22:03. Yes, my name is Jörg Mecke and I'm from Germany, from Comparex. I'm the CTO, and I would like to show you in the 10 minutes a project that you might have seen yesterday evening on the awards gala and the gala dinner at KIVBF. This is a data center in the public sector, and we have done some things. We are not finished yet with the project, and I think the public data centers, especially in Germany, because I know the data centers in Germany are something like natural-born clouds. Because today they work already as a multi-tenant data center. Maybe they have no self-service or some billing capabilities, but they already work as multi-tenant and in most cases in a virtual environment. So the actors in that project, it's on the first hand, it's KIVBF, the Kommunale Informationsverarbeitung Baden-Franken, which is a long word, so just the 5 letters here for the municipal government, for 500 municipals and 150 publicly owned undertaking. I tried this word to spell it right several times. These are, for example, companies for waste management and so on. There might be 40,000 users when the cloud is in place, it's deployed, and the scaling we want to reach. Located in Baden-Württemberg, so in the southwest part of Germany, and I think it's the first public owned data center in Germany that's planning a community cloud. And as I've seen, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, the new Gartner hype cycle for cloud. I've seen that the community cloud is in the first part of the hype cycle, so in this a growing part. And yes, we are one of the first, the early adopters in the market. Comparex, the company I come from, is an IT integrator, so we act as an IT integrator, and we deliver the hardware, the software, and the services to KIVBF and several other customers. We had won this and that European CFT, with a special knowledge of virtualization and automation and some other things that were mentioned in the paper. And our Cisco services, because we are no Cisco partner and we need Cisco in this community cloud, is delivered by our partner Antaurus from Hamburg in the northern part of Germany. Oh, I missed to translate the topic, but there are some business in the cloud, and there's a model of Experton, the analysts of Experton, they made for parts, and we are in the red part as a cloud integrator, because KIVBF is will serve the cloud services to the customers and will be the face to the customers, not Comparex. And we have several vendors, which I will show you in the next slides. So we are just an integrator. We are not a cloud hoster as Comparex. The technology requirements are, of course, standardization and automation, what you even know from the definition of NIST. Self-service, of course, and multi-tenant capability, which is already in place at KVBF. The protection of the data is very important because, as you know, in the government you have all the critical data of your citizens and so on. We want to implement the single sign-on and, of course, identity and access management, as well as the self-service for the administrators too, and accounting and billing with the automatic data transmission to SAP. And as you see in the middle, we have all the virtualization technologies in place, so storage, network, server, desktop, and application virtualization. In some cases of cloud projects, you see only application virtualization or software as a service, or only server as a virtualization. This is a very complete project in the market. The projects we want to use in the products we want to use in the project are the following. It's based on NetApp storage, so as a layer combined with Cisco UCS and Cisco networking, which is already known as a FlexPod. This will be there, yes, as a building block or a FlexPod. In addition with Citrix Sensor as a hypervisor, Citrix Synapse for desktop delivery and application virtualization, XenDesktop for desktop virtualization, the complete suite of Citrix Cloud products, so Cloud Portal Business Manager, Cloud Portal Service Manager, and Cloud Stack. As you may have seen yesterday in the presentation by Olivier Mes, who is Citrix responsive for cloud business. The Citrix NetScaler, which is a network appliance for load balancing and for gateway functionality for the access layer. Of course, Microsoft servers and clients, Microsoft AppV for application virtualization, Xenos Service Dynamics for monitoring, which we have to know because we have to deliver a multi-tenant, agentless monitoring and a semantic view. And this is not easy to serve. And the KVBF wanted to have that, and we found Xenos Service Dynamics as a monitoring solution for cloud environments. And if you haven't seen this already, it's very interesting because it's based on an open architecture. The base is open source, and there's an enterprise solution, and you pay as you grow, like cloud business. If you have more machines to monitor, you have to pay more, and if you have less, you have to pay for less. Yes, and of course for security, McAfee Move, which is a strategic partner of Citrix for security reasons, and RSA for this two-factor authentication. Though, as you see, we want to minimize the number of vendors in this environment. And we started the project in end of January, and we want to finish it in March next year. As we build our tender, we have seen a reference architecture of Citrix, and because no one in Germany have ever done this project, we thought that it's a good idea to know the reference architecture and to go step by step by this reference architecture to do maybe the same or nearby the same to minimize the risk of technical failure. And as you see, for example, at the right bottom, we haven't implemented System Center because it was not necessary to serve all the requirements by the customer. The architecture in the overview, this is, you can't even see what's written there, but I just want to show you that there are two data centers, and to zoom in one, it's easier to read. So the building block, which is split in two parts of desktops and server workloads. And one building block must have the capability to deliver 1,000 user environment. So 1,000 desktops and the equivalent server environment. So one tenant might be split over several building blocks, or several tenants are located on one building block. And then you see from the bottom the NetApp storage, the Cisco component, and then hypervisor and the virtual network by Citrix. And in the central components, in the automation and management layer, the service automation layer, for example, to deliver SharePoint websites and Exchange mailboxes, as well as the business logic layer, the portal and the billing topics are located there. The custom automation layer is necessary, I think, in every environment to meet all the requirements that are not built in the features of the vendors. We want to implement all other features with a framework of PowerShell. This is a framework which the customer, so the KIVBF, is able to maintain by themselves. So it's not hard-coded, and they are able to maintain this. And the access layer on the top is based on Citrix NetScaler. So this is a very schematic view on the architecture. The Citrix Cloud, and I think because on the discussion this morning, to open this, I think this is one of the strengths of the Citrix environment, to be based on several hypervisors. So these are 5 which are supported by Citrix. So not only their own Xen server, but also vSphere and Hyper-V. And I think you will cover a market of 90%. In Germany, I don't know what's about the other countries in Europe. As I know, in South Korea, you have about 70% of KVM hypervisors, but in Germany, most of them are vSphere, Hyper-V, and Xen server. And on the right, Oracle, which is necessary for the virtualization of Oracle infrastructure. And this is a kind of openness which we need, and what brings the KIVBF in the situation that they can change a hypervisor whenever they want. When they don't want, they don't need to have to change, but for example, if Hyper-V 4 in 3 years or so would be very useful for them, they can change from Xen server to Hyper-V. Okay, benefits for the customers. I hope I'm in time. Okay. The benefits. So the requirements for all what their customers, so the customers of KIVBM have, will be served in seconds of minutes, as you know from the cloud infrastructure. So in the point that it's not just filled in the form, but the decision maker makes his decision, said, okay, it's okay that this user will have this functionality, then it will be served in seconds and minutes. And this is a fair cost compensation model between all the tenants, more than ever before, because we can monitor every cloud or every client component in this cloud. And this is more or less a marketing feature to bring single sign-on in this environment too, to bring the users a functionality that they have more value. If you got an Excel from the cloud, it looks like an Excel from your PC. You have no advantages for this. And if you have several features for some applications, for example, the single sign-on, they will have advantages for the whole infrastructure too. For the KIVBF, they have benefits too. So the usage of building blocks for every 1,000 users helps to prevent overspends. In the past, they bought a huge IT infrastructure, and they have to bring all the tenants step by step on this infrastructure, and maybe the new infrastructure became old and older, and yeah, no, not every tenant was on this infrastructure. So here, pay as you grow. We have an easy way to restore the infrastructure because of the provisioning, and the harmonized software suite reduces the license cost. We focused on the Citrix suite, so it's pretty much cheaper for the KIVBF to have this infrastructure in place. Strategic, it's the first data center in the public administration that does this way, is this complete way of cloud computing on every kind of virtualization and XaaS. And I think even if they don't say it very loud or in the press releases, they offer a more elastic, redundant, and optimized environment than all their competitors or all the other public data centers in the German market. And some of them are so small, they only deliver infrastructure for 1,500 to 5,000 users. They will never be able to have such a cloud in place like KIVBF. So KIVBF will be more and more a real competitor for the other public data centers in Germany. And KIVBF is a cloud innovator. This is why we were yesterday on the stage. So thank you very much. I'm just, I think, 4 minutes late, but it's okay, I hope. Yes, thank you.
Any questions?